Greetings and welcome to Studio G. I'm Maurice, your host. In this video, we're going to be talking about dirty tricks that mechanics do to rip off customers. Now, if you have a car, I'm quite sure you had to get mechanical work done on it before. And most people don't know a lot about cars. And so we trust mechanics sort of like we trust a plumber or a doctor or a lawyer. And I'm not here to badmouth mechanics. However, when you trust a mechanic too much, this opens the door for them to take advantage of you. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about ways that they take advantage of people. So sit back, take notes, and enjoy this video. Offering free services just to see what's wrong with the car. Okay, so sometimes when you go get your oil changed, they'll offer you a free 20-point inspection. And what that does is give them a chance to look over everything about your car, and it gives them the opportunity to find out maybe insignificant things that are wrong with the car, in hopes that they could find something that will concern you and get you to pay for something that you really don't need. So kind of beware of any free services. Next, taking longer to do a basic repair that's billed by the hour. So it's not uncommon for repair shops to charge by the hour. Is called the labor cost. But what should raise a red flag if it's a simple repair that takes a lot of repair or labor hours, thereby charging you more. This tactic is called gravy work by mechanics. It is important for you to have a general idea of how long a repair should take. Something like changing the brake pads should only take a half an hour, not several hours. Next, they tell you a problem that is bad that really is not that bad. A mechanic is similar to a doctor, where it's his job to find what's wrong with your car. And just like doctors, when you go get an exam, they're going to tell you everything that's wrong with you. Some problems are very bad, some problems not so bad. While it's better for a doctor to speak positive, it's better for a mechanic to speak negative. So they will spin a negative narrative and to exaggerate the condition of a car. A good mechanic won't stoke a customer's fear about their car's condition. Let me give you an example. Just recently, I took my car in to get some new windshield wiper blades, and rather giving me the basic windshield wiper blades, they gave me the most expensive windshield wiper blades. I didn't know this until I got home. I could have just had basic windshield wiper blades because they still would have been good. So always double check, triple check what a mechanic tells you. Next, billing customers for work they did not perform. And so let me be clear about this video. The reason I made this video is because a lot of this stuff has happened to me. I went and took my Jeep Cherokee in for different repairs. It was multiple repairs. And one of the repairs was getting a new tire on my left passenger rear side. When I picked up my car, I paid for all the work and went home. The next day, the mechanic called me and said, "We forgot to put your tire on. Could you bring the car in?" I never checked this. And normally you just trust mechanics. So not all mechanics are bad mechanics. And again, I didn't make this video to bash mechanics. I just made this video as a consumer warning that these are some of the things that happen to customers. So always make sure that the work you're being billed for was actually performed. Next, upselling fluids and services. So they had these mechanic shops where they change your oil real quick. You just pull up. You don't even have to get out the car and they change your oil. But what these shops do is they try to upsell you more expensive fluids. Okay, more super oil or the highest oil that they could get to put in your car. And so this is called wallet flushing. Shop offer you fluids to customers that are much more expensive than the run-of-the-mill or generic brands. Now, unless you have a high-end car or a super car, regular or generic oil will do the same thing. It's probably made by the same company. So these upsells for oil and fluids only benefits the shop, not the consumer. Next, not showing you what's wrong, but just telling you. Let me give you a couple examples. Telling you have a nail in your tire, but you haven't seen it. Or telling you have a bad air filter and you haven't saw it. So what you want to do is simply ask, can you see what's wrong with the car? See, because a lot of times, they might tell you something wrong and it's not wrong, or tell you something needs fixing and it doesn't need fixing. Otherwise, it's all just talk. If there's nothing visible to prove to you what's wrong with your car, that leaves room for a mechanic to paint whatever narrative he wishes to run up the revenue of the shop. So always see or ask to see what is wrong if it can be visibly seen. Next, performing any repair without your permission. So this is a big one. This is actually against the law in several states. The first thing that should be done is for them to diagnose your car. And then once they diagnose your car, they should come tell you along with an estimate of how much everything will cost. And they should get your signature on paperwork if you agree. If you don't agree, you take your car to another mechanic and get a second diagnosis. If they perform a repair without your knowledge or without you agreeing upon it, that is a huge red flag and you should take legal matters. So that's a big one. They perform a repair without your permission. Taking advantage of your fear over a check engine light. Now, this is one of the biggest ones. When this light that you see on screen comes on, the check engine light, you have no idea what's wrong with your car. So you got to take it in, and if it's a newer car, they got to put a computer up to it. They got computer components in it, and it could be a number of things. Who knows what's wrong with your car when your check engine light comes on? And this is one of the biggest ways mechanics take advantage of consumers. Even many mechanics won't even be upfront with you. They'll want to do a diagnostic test. They got to troubleshoot it. They got to put it on a test drive. So this is one of the biggest ones. And when you have this light come on in your car, you really start to panic. You don't want to get stuck on the freeway or stuck at night. And if you're a woman, you have to super be careful because so much stuff is going on right now. So when this light comes on in your car, be very, very cautious. Okay, you might want to get a second opinion. If you have a trusted mechanic, that's fine. Okay, but just be aware of the things that can happen. And again, I'm not making this video to bash mechanics. I know some good mechanics, but these are not the old days. See, in the old days, you could take your car to these guys called shade tree mechanics. Well, that's what they were where I come from. They were called shade tree mechanics. They have evolved into what we call now mobile mechanics. So consumers, subscribers, or anybody watching this video, please be cautious when getting your car repaired. Sometimes you may need to get a second opinion. Sometimes it's good to know about whatever kind of car you have, to know a lot about it. So I hope this video was able to help somebody. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a great day.